Is that employers have really valued feeling that this is something that they really should be talking about. It's almost like giving them a confidence boost to go back to the workplace and say, yeah, I knew it was important and now I really know it's important, and this is why, and this is how we should support women, and talk about that and the value of it, you know. So obviously from our perspective it's valuable because we want to be supported and so on.
Of course.
But from an employer's point of view, if you support women through this difficult time in their lives, you're keeping them in the workplace. They're going to be more productive. They're going to be great employees. You know, it's good for business, basically.
It is good
that's
for
a
business.
really important message. It's not just about being nice.
It's about you're going to get
business.
more. I mean, like, it's like with anything. If you support your workers, then you're going to get much more work out of them, because, you know, they're not going to take off so much time from work because they're, you know, feeling, you know, dreadful. You know, if they've just got a bit of time that they have got a fan, they're not going to be going outside trying to get fresh air all the time. You know, we say that you want to keep them hydrated. If you have got the possibility, I've noticed this really works, like a quiet space, that if a woman is feeling a bit overwhelmed, it's not because she's crap at her work, it's because she just needs to take a bit of time out, just to take a breathe. I mean, I know when I'm in a place where I'm going to go and do a talk and I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, you know, I go and sit on the toilet seat for, you know, take some deep breaths and everything. But if there is a space where, you know, and you know that, you know, oh, she's popped out for 10, 20 minutes. If you've already told your, you know, your manager, your line manager, something, that, you know, you do feeling quite overwhelmed because you can feel a hot flush going, I just need to take a little bit of time out. You know, if you support them there, they're not, you know, they're not going to think, oh, I've got to think away of skiving or, you know, doing it. You know, you just support, because 10 minutes out of the day and they can just relax and take a deep breath and come back in, and then they'll be working twice as hard.
I couldn't agree more, I think, and it's in those small moments that it matters, and in the bigger moments of support as well. One thing I've noticed actually is that for women in this situation, they're often at that point in their career where they're kind of a bit of a crossroads. You know, you could either keep sort of heading upwards, or you start to think, oh, this is all too difficult, as we've just said. You know, and 10% consider walking away and walk away. But actually, not all employers can do this, but some employers are able to afford to give sort of one-to-one mentoring and coaching to employees anyway. And I think that for women of a certain age, the menopausal phase, that's particularly important there for their confidence. And it's that confidence that you talked about now. When you start to think, oh, can I do this anymore? Is it me? And actually, a bit of coaching, a bit of mentoring, no, it's okay. You can. You're good, you're strong, you'll get there.
I think that's really important. And also what I notice is within HR, they, you know, there's lots of, because, you know, we've talked about mental health, I'm sure you, ACAS has covered this, you know, mental health. So mental health, I found there's a lot of, when I go and do my talks, there's always someone in HR that is just the go-to person for mental health or LGBT issues. They have a lot of support in this factor. But within the menopause, mine was all mental health issues that came up with it. You know, I did not know that the lack of estrogen was going to make me, you know, with the head and the anxiety and the overwhelming of life, of fearful of life and stuff like this, was definitely a lot that I would have put down to mental health. I mean, at one stage I thought I was bipolar. There was nothing pointing to the menopause. So if I would have had a support system, someone to talk to when I was feeling like this. So I think that, you know, you're saying it's really important because, you know, like I said, I probably would have left my job. I would have just gone, you know, that's it. And also we know that you've worked up your whole career, you're in your 50s, and we know the average age is 51, but ladies out there, please start thinking from the age of 45. Because if I'd known this at 45, I would have been so well. If I'd known any of this,
I would have seen it coming and you've got the treatment.
And hopefully that me and you, moving forward, be able to help these women. Because, you know, if I was going to get in a job at this age, this is when you're going to probably get you know, a big break, or they'll be like, you know, wow. you're up for promotion, Meg. I would have just been like,
no way.
No way, I cannot take any responsibility. I've got a child doing her GCSEs, I've got a partner, I've got CD,
yes.
you know, everything is taking every minute of me. So, you know, giving this promotion would have just been like, give it to someone else, you know, and then you just think, but if there was someone to understand it, or even you understood it, so hopefully when you're listening to this, even understanding this yourself, you know, when you get home from work, you know, you're just like, I can't cook the tea, you know, and everyone's like, why? And you're just actually, because I'm going through the bloody menopause, but I'm too exhausted, you know. You're not going to die.
Get your own tea.
You're not going to die if you have some cheese sandwich, are you? I mean, it's not going to kill you, you know.
Pull yourselves together.
But if, you know, and if the support factor at home, so if anyone's listening to this as well, you know, also start at home, don't you think? Like sharing.
Just being really clear. Just having that honest conversation, isn't it?
Just makes such a difference.
And I found it speaking to women in workplaces, and whether it's a woman in a senior position, or it's the women, and of course in the lowest paid jobs across the whole of the country, across the whole world actually, it's more women than men.
It is. It totally is. I mean, I won't say.
Difficult jobs.
I won't want to say the jobs they are, because it might sound like I'm putting them down. But I mean, if you just randomly think
the jobs that we value because they keep the world ticking over. They need it,
and they are a lot in that age group.
They're suffering with this too, and they are, you know, working
and they
so
need to.
hard.
So we have to. So it's really, I'd like to say, if employers are out there. So if employers are out there, ACASH, you're offering this.
The guidance is there.
The guidance is there. Get on the website and, you know,
give us a call. Speak to an advisor. Get on the training.
So they can do all these things. They can get on the website. They could ring you up, speak to an advisor. They can set up for a fee. You could come to a big company and do the training.
Or
so someone
into the training that we do.
So into the training you do, so whatever works financially for them or the best for that company.
Best fit for the company. Lots
of
advice.
I really believe that. I think it should be mandatory, is it the word?
Mandatory.
Mandatory.
It's not mandatory yet.
No.
We could campaign for that, couldn't we?
We should. Come on,
it's
going to be our next thing. 2020. It should be, really.
It should be a real big deal.
You know, because we know so many women are, you know, going through it. We know so many women will be affected by it, and we know that, you know, if a company, just think about it, if you support your women, you're going to get so much more work.
That's absolutely.
And, you know, they're going to come to work feeling, you know, there's these days where you just think, I just can't get on the tube. I just can't get on that train. I just can't face that person, because, you know, I went through a stage that if someone even said, are you all right? I would have burst into tears.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they'd be like, you know, oh my God, I'm trying to work. But if it just was, you know, just put out there. So I think we should, maybe this is what we start
a special campaign.
We do a campaign, everyone, for...
Just decided.
We'll start a new campaign. I think it should though, you know, because
it's such a big deal, isn't it? It's very interesting on your point actually, because it all fits in with the mental health stuff as well. And that's so, when you think back to even as recently as 5 or 6 years ago, we didn't even talk about mental health in the workplace. And we've done so much work in that space now, and we're working with lots of other organisations. It's right in there, isn't it? Menopause links.
It's so. I mean, that was my biggest symptom. So I had no idea that was, you know, the menopause. I really thought, you know, something I just had like a nervous breakdown or something. I really put it down to that. I do know. So, you know, when I kept thinking, oh God, I just can't face anyone. I can't go out. The thought of doing a phone call, the thought of seeing someone, it was just so difficult. And like you say, they've moved, you know, in the mental health, they've moved, you know, in the last 5 years at a phenomenal speed. And yes, so they should, but we have to take into account that it does cover a lot of symptoms of the menopause.
I mean, that's something we cover in the training. Even just little practical things. And I know it's not, you know, it's not really very kind of rocket science. But some women are forced to wear hideously tight nylon uniforms. What can you imagine? I mean, it just makes me feel ill thinking about it.
I know, you know, that they should change because they're just polyester, they're cheap.
Polyester, they're cheap. Imagine
you know, you would just be having a hot sweat, so changing it to cotton. I mean, there is tiny, simple things, isn't there?
Simple things, or even just a bigger, you know, different cut.
Yeah.
Cut that uniform differently.
Just like a baggy cotton one, yeah.
Supply the water.
Yeah.
Let people have the fans. I mean, I know people get into all sorts of stress in the office around the temperature of the office. I've been there myself.
Yes.
Is it too hot? Is it too cold?
Yeah,
it's like,
you
it's
know.
like at home.
Yeah, and when we say
radiators on, radiators off.
Yeah, windows open.
Windows closed and all of
Yes.
that. But just being able to have practical, the conversation about the practicalities.
Yeah,
you know?
it just needs to be, and it doesn't be, but then when you're actually, you know, I mean, I'm lucky I've come through it, but even though I say I've come through it, I'm 6 years in, but I still have the odd day. Like, you know, we still have the odd day. So however much, even though, you know, I'm on hormone replacement therapy, I still have days that I could pinpoint these feelings and how I'm feeling to when I was in my early 40s now, because I know what it is.
Yeah,
so keeping a diary, I'm recognising that even 41, 42, I would still be feeling that anxiety. I was still feeling like I'd had the odd night that I hadn't slept. I was like, you know, a bit emotional. I just used to think, what's going on? Because you couldn't pinpoint it. But now when I look back, so I know that I cannot be the only one, because we know, you know.
Yeah.
So we need to really help these women, and like we say, we need, you know, everybody. You can go to ACAS, it's free, other than if you do training, but it's there.
It's there,
you know,
the information
is there, and it just takes one person in HR to look at it.
To look at it and raise it, because you're so spot on. Something you just said there really resonated with me, Meg. It's when you said, you know, looking back to your early 40s now.
Yeah.
I was really fortunate. I had got good awareness and understanding and knowledge, and I recognised what was happening to me.
Yeah.
So, but if people have the conversation in the workplace, then that will enable them to start to see those symptoms. You know, when they get into the perimenopause, and I did spot it. I was on it, so that was great
so
for me.
you were
I was
great.
really fortunate.
Yeah.
Before it got
That's
really,
why
really
you're running
bad.
this now. Yeah, of course.
You know, so I'm really, really fortunate. But I had every single symptom under the sun.
Yeah,
like
me. I had 27.
Yeah, that's right. Tick, 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 tick. It was when my contact lenses literally
stuck
to my eye.
I know.
And
I had
to go to
dry.
eye casualty.
Yeah, I had dry eye syndrome. Oh my god.
End of contact lenses.
Yeah, I was just like, I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
I was just like,
what's
going on with my eyes? Yeah, and it was like, you know, I was just like, what now? We've got dry eye, and then like, lack of estrogen. It affects your eyes, it affects your mouth, because I used to find it really hard to talk sometimes. His tongue sticks to your mouth. Everyone's like,
what's the matter with you?
What is going on with you? Yeah.
Just kind of alerting people to that. And again, those headline symptoms are all on the website. And it's just, if the employers know, then they're another channel to let the women know it's happening to you. You can put posters up in the ladies' loos.
Yeah, I was thinking, anything like that. Because like also, if the HR take this down, you know, from ACAS with all the symptoms, what to do, blah, blah, and then just put it on a communal email to every line manager in the office. They could just look at it and just say, look, watch out for this. Just beware, you know, keep an eye on, you know, the ladies. If they haven't come to you, just, you know, take a note of this so that men are aware. Because, you know, even with, you know, how can we think that men are going to be aware when women are not even aware, you know, of themselves? They just don't put it down. They put it down to, you know, oh my gosh, because for me, I just thought it was going to be like someone like my little gran, who's like, you know, really frail, you know, with a little walking stick, and, you know, and that's the age that I did with the menopause, not at 48, not like, you know, jumping around, but then all of a sudden, you know, looking 48, but then having all these awful symptoms. So we don't want them to have to sit and guess. We want them
to
knowledge.
Know. It's the knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Always, and we just want it to be out there, don't
we? Definitely want to be out there across all of Britain.
Yeah, the whole of Britain.
Across the land.
Yes. All right, Kate, it was so lovely to have you. Let's get this out there. Hopefully people watch this IGTV and you'll be inundated, okay? And you won't have a day free. You'll be like, Meg, what have we done?
Brilliant, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Kate.
Take care. Cheers.